Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes and welcome to the wonderful world of karma. Karma sucks, doesn't it? And it sucks especially strong if you are Glasgow City Council. And listen, whether you're a Scot or not, and whether you are thinking, oh, it's only Scottish news or not, trust me, you'll want to enjoy this one. Because this one puts into perspective the problems you've got with all these liberal lefties trying to virtue signal their way through life, going that they're better than you. Well, they're not. They're arseholes, and I'm going to prove it to you. Glasgow City Council have for a long time now saying we need more people coming to Glasgow. We need immigration. We need the immigrants coming here. Glasgow benefits from diversity. Diversity is strength. Sounds very fascist to me, doesn't it? But now that they've got their diversity and the diversity keeps coming, they've run into a bit of a brick wall. And by brick wall, I mean bankruptcy. Told you, karma's great. So, Glasgow City Council finance bosses are now warning of a £110 million black hole in the local authority's budget because of the big problem of the cost of housing all these immigrants. They've got to sort this out. Now, there's going to be a council meeting. They're going to put this forecast in front of the whole council in Glasgow, and they've got this big meeting next week at the city chambers, and it's basically there's a report by a guy called Robert Emmett. He is the executive director of financial services. And he's crunched the numbers and he's pulling his hair out. He warns that the savings across the board on all services will have to be at least 12%. And this is just simply to house immigrants. It means further job losses, cuts to services, some services completely eradicated, no pay rises, limited at the very least, and a lot of very, very unhappy people in the council, a lot of very, very, very unhappy people, in the general public. He said the latest projections forecast a budget gap of 109.7 million for 26-20 to 28 before any council tax increase, with 65.7% of million of this relating to pressures associated with homelessness. Now, the campaigners, the refugee, the pro-immigration lot are fuming. They are absolutely furious about this. They didn't want these numbers released. They wanted these numbers kept completely secret. They say it will anger some people. Yeah, taxpayers, that's who it's going to anger. But the Scottish Refugee Council, whose chief executive has warned this would do more harm than good and potentially lead to a rise in people sleeping on the streets. Yeah, but you've got to remember, it won't be the immigrants sleeping on the streets. No, they'll kick Scots out of their houses to put immigrants in, won't they? Now, Emmett's report states that in 2024, the overspend on homelessness from those granted leave to remain was 27 million. So it's going from 27 to 67. There's a problem, isn't there? He says, unless there is a change in policy programs that there are in place, this will rise to 43 million in 2026 and 67 million, as I say, in 26-27. It's estimated that 56 of all applications from those granted leave to remain will arise from individuals granted leave to remain whilst in Glasgow. So in the whole of Scotland, 56% of them are in Glasgow. Overall, the bill is going to rise spectacularly. 109 million. And Glasgow Council don't have the money. I mean, they spend several million a year, stockpiling Greggs just for the chief executive there. So where are they going to find the money? Well, far now from being a welcoming city, Glasgow Council are saying now that the rest of Scotland has got to take its share. Oh, we said we need to bring them in, bring them in, bring them in. We bring them in and they're not working. They're a drain. And that's exactly what everyone said before you brought them in. And now they're saying, oh no, we need to disperse them across Dundee, Edinburgh, Inverness, the whole of Scotland. We can't take any more. We're overrun. We've got no houses. Do you know what? It's amazing how nobody predicted that this would happen. Isn't it? Unbelievable. Anyway, they're saying that their entire budget would be fully extinguished just by caring and looking after immigrants unless this happens. Eventually, they will just have to apply for bigger and bigger council tax rises, and they need to go back to Westminster to get Westminster to cough up more for immigration. Whoa. You're an independence party. You should be able to do this yourself. You can't be a pro-independence party and then keep going to someone else for the money. That's not how it works, is it? Now, they've already had a whole series of budget cuts. There's been a whole series of services cut, people laid off. Although they still could manage to find a massive pay rise for councillors, which is odd, isn't it? It's strange. It's not as though that's been planned. But they've cut services for people with dementia, with the disabled, for those who have been sexually abused, for those who were damaged by the Sandyford Clinic, all sorts of things. And they've requested now, as I say, this absolute pause on asylum seekers. Have they stopped being virtuous? Have they stopped going, oh my God, we can't be virtuous anymore. Stop. No more immigrants. No more immigrants, they're crying. That's their official line. Alan Casey was as a councillor. He's their homelessness convener. He announced that we have to basically stop bringing immigrants in, otherwise we'll be damaging social cohesion. The current cost of the city is running into tens of millions with no end in sight. This is the council's own guy who was previously bringing them in. In a letter to the Asylum Minister Angela Eagle down in Westminster, he said more than 4,000 asylum seekers were being housed in Glasgow, including more than 1,000 who travelled from elsewhere in the UK. Well, that's because you invited them, you idiot. He said they're attracted by generous housing options funded by the local council. No. What the hell are you on about? Funded by the local council? What a load of bullshit. Funded by the taxpayer. Get it right. Anyway, and as well as all the extra benefits provided by the Scottish Government. Stop giving them. Stop giving them all these benefits. Stop attracting them. Hey, have a nice house. It's near a school. You can indulge yourself. Here, have lots of money. Come and destroy our culture. Yay. If you stopped doing that, they wouldn't be there. And you wouldn't have £167 million problem, would you? Oh, 110 million, £109 million problem, whatever it was. Anyway, the city has been the largest asylum dispersal area outside London for years, he said. And with most of Scotland's 32 councils not taking any asylum seekers at all. In other words, this was the moment he realised he'd fucked up. And there's Glasgow now. Massive debts, don't know how to pay for it. Going to have to cut services by 12%. And all because they wanted to look virtuous. Oh, refugees welcome here. But no more. Not anymore. Please, God, no. No more. Stop. As they're overwhelmed with them. Take heart, every other city in Britain. Take heart. You see, they're finally, slowly coming to see the problems. We haven't got the money or the resources. We can't keep bringing them. Thanks very much. Bye.